everybody, my name is Bliss.
I'm Shelby.
And welcome to this podcast.
Or welcome back. It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a few months. Well, a few months since we posted, but since October, what month is it? It's almost April now. So I guess it's been almost 6 months since we've actually recorded a podcast. Oh my god. Well, that's interesting because so much has changed since then.
Oh yeah. Some for the good, some for the bad.
Yeah. So on a good note, I was sick last time. No, wasn't sick. Turns out pregnant. What's up? Having the baby in July, so I'm already almost 7 months pregnant, guys. Woo-hoo.
That's crazy to think about.
I know, and it's so crazy to think that I had no idea why I felt like such shit. I was like, man, I've never felt like this before. This is weird. And I'm like, well, I'm pregnant, so it makes sense. Oh, yeah. I just said, I remember thinking I had never felt like that before, and I just thought I was some weird kind of sick. I had no idea. No idea.
To your surprise.
Yeah. Other than that, not much. Well, I guess I did switch jobs, so I work from home now, and that's due to needing to raise the kid and childcare being expensive. But other than that, things are relatively same with me. What about you?
I honestly don't even remember where I was in the last episode.
I
think I was still at. Was I? No.
No, you were working at the place you work at. Well, now I have to cut that out, but that's okay.
Yeah, I worked there. I'm pretty sure we said, because I'm pretty sure in October I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I left in July.
I know that you were not where you were upset and not happy with school at the time, but I can't remember. Oh, I think that's when all that major stuff went down and you were getting accused of stuff that you didn't do around that time. Yeah, I think that was the last update for school you had.
Yeah. It hasn't gotten any better, but I mean, whatever.
At least it's almost done. You've only got a month and a half left.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Well, that sounds really optimistic when I say it like that.
It's so stupid that you have to wait. It's bad when you're living in a country now that you have to wait to be able to say what you want to say. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I'm I can't say what I want to say or do what I want to do because I want to be able to graduate. That's messed up.
Yeah, that's overrated, Shelby. No need for graduation. Come on.
Oh. I almost went ahead and said what I wanted to say. And I was like, no, just hold it out for another month and it'll be all good.
Yeah, I would. I mean, if you've waited this long, you waited this long for a reason. I would wait the next month. Just in case. Mm-hmm. You never know. You need that piece of paper. I mean, you spend a lot of money for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And time.
Time you can't get back. Mental health either, so.
Yeah.
Which is why we started this podcast. No. Full circle. Intro again.
Yeah. Right. Gosh.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we haven't really been sticking to it, which is fine.
Yeah, well, and with me working from home now, it's going to be a lot easier, and then you won't have school, so especially through the summer, I feel like we'll be able to, maybe have a set day where we do the podcast, if anything, at least over Discord, because it's easy for us both to just hop on the computer or phone and talk.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But we also don't know what we would do, what we would talk about. Because I want, I mean, I want to do a more authentic kind of podcast, which means we wouldn't script it or plan anything out to the extent that we did before, but we would have topics still that we talked about. But I don't know.
I figure we would what has been going on as in
oh
in
my
the world.
God. But where do you start?
I know. That's a whole nother thing. But again, that's a thing about I have to wait till after school, because if someone listens to this podcast who leans a certain way for politics,
I get it.
Yeah. Part of me is like, I don't give a crap now because no one that can make a significant impact on that listens to it. So I'm just kind of like, maybe I should just let it
I
all
think
out.
you do whatever you want, and I'll support you, and that's that. As long as you're not like a murderer or something. If you start doing that, I might have to be like, hey man, we might need to think about some things. Like, you're making some choices here. Please don't kill me though. But like, you know.
Yeah. That reminds me of a video. It was for another podcast, and the one guy was called. His name was Bobby, and it's him and his friend talking, and he goes, I think Bobby asked him, what would the thing be that would make you not my friend anymore? And the other friend's like, no, nothing. There's nothing. He's like, but what if I murdered someone? The friend says, well, I would just go, Bobby, why would you do that? Like, that's a good friend. That's a good friend.
Yes, but also, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'd be watching my back around you. I'd be like, she's about to kill me at any given second. Well, because if somebody is already capable of killing somebody, if you piss them off one day, like, you never know if they're just gonna come up behind you, bah! You know, and that was your last day.
Exactly. Hey, it's freaking psychopath, man. There's no feelings there.
Yeah, you would have to be to kill somebody, because, I mean, I remember I ran over, the only animal I've ever ran over is an armadillo, and I fucking cried. So I can only imagine me trying to kill a person.
Now, if I had to, like, there was no other choice, I wouldn't care.
Self-defense, that's a different story, but... Or, like, if it was to protect my kid, or, like, somebody I cared about, like, self-defense, or defending somebody else, but aside from that, I don't know. I don't really think there's any other situation that would...
What if it was the purge?
Bro. Fuck. I would just be trying to...
maybe
I'm such a tourist, but like I would just be trying to be like, okay, so let's steal every blanket and pillow I see. Never need to buy those again. Money, 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 money saving. And then literally just run through like food places and steal food for free. Giant cakes. I think there was a purge where some girl was walking around with a cake or something. That would probably be me. So I'm more innocent though. Like, I don't want to fuck with other people. I just want to like take things for free because things cost too much money.
Right. See, I wouldn't go out in the purge. I would go to like my farm where it's like out in the middle of nowhere, so there's hardly anyone
just
around.
Have a gun.
Also, there's like a shelter you can go into, so
yeah.
There you go. However, if a person that I really don't like or has done me wrong, like badly in the past, which is no one so far, and they happen to come across my front doorstep during a purge, I might take my shot.
Hey, you have your opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on that subject. That was a fun little tidbit, I guess. See, this is how podcasts work.
Yeah. You would kill who?
And then, in this scenario, which one would you rather murder? Seriously though, speaking of murder, I am really excited for the new Jeffrey Dahmer movie that's coming out on Netflix.
Oh, I know. I saw that and I was like, I need to know when this is going to come out.
I can't remember the name of it, but I kind of want to look it up and see when it's supposed to be coming out.
Well, they said that they just
started filming it.
Yeah, or they just said that the one guy was going to be play Jeffrey. Like they just signed a contract or whatever. So it's going to be a while.
Fuck. I need something to watch. Nobody's doing anything on YouTube except like the Sidemen, and they can't be the only ones posting videos. And then there's never anything new on Netflix. What?
Is it me or is YouTube
I really
dying?
think it is, and I honestly don't know where the new content is going. Like, what else are people watching? Are we just on TikTok all day long? Is that what happened? Like, I don't know.
I'm like completely against TikTok now. Like I'm addicted to it. Like I love going through and short videos, so attention span is very small.
Whatever. I think you're just too smart. Your brain moves too fast.
I get bored very easily. But it's just the hypocrisy from TikTok and the way that, like, even in my case, like, I'm not a big TikToker. I only have 400 people who follow me on that, you know? And it's, like, everything I post, they try to say it's like a violation of their guidelines. And I'm like, how? Because I've seen tons of other people do the same shit.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like you get targeted, to be fair.
Yeah. Because almost everything I do, I get a systems notification saying that something had been violated. And I'm like, I posted a video of my dog.
And I know that I've definitely posted, like, way more sketchy stuff on there. Well, not, okay, let me clarify, people. I'm not a weirdo. Not sketchy, but just, like, you know, thirst traps, I guess, if you will. I don't know how else to phrase it. Maybe I'm a fuckboy, kind of, in a way. And I'm really not doing it for other people's attention. It makes me feel good, though. So it's more for me, and I don't really expect people to watch it, but then people watch it. Anyways, that's not the point. But there's definitely lots of those things that I could have gotten flagged for that I never have. So I do think it's weird that all of your stuff gets flagged.
Mm-hmm. But I think also
It's
a
more
lot
political.
of it is,
yeah.
yes, because I don't care anymore. I'm not afraid to say that I do lean more right, and there's a lot of things I comment on that are, you know, right wing videos, and I like a lot of right wing videos, but things I also like a lot of left wing leaning videos. However, it's very small compared to the right, and I think they kind of record that, or it goes into their
There's
system
definitely an
somehow,
algorithm for it,
and
for
then
sure.
yes, for sure, and I think that's why, because I had that one viral video, and then after that, nothing.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm really thinking about deleting my TikTok and then starting a new one just to see what would happen.
I mean, I'll back you no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have a TikTok, I'll just have to try to vocalize all the new funny things I find to you.
I'll still have an account. I think I'm just gonna delete that one so that, like, data is, like, erased, even though it's probably
you
not
could
fully
always
erased.
use the podcast one if you wanted, and we need to post more on that thing anyway.
That's true.
Oh yeah, in case anybody didn't know, we do have a TikTok for this podcast. So, self promo here. Check it out.
Let me find it.
Yeah, let me see.
We will be posting more,
Yeah.
hopefully. I might do that. I might get rid of.
Well, I opened TikTok, everybody. I know that's right, big man. Okay. This podcast.
Yeah. Okay. It's.
What
Hello.
Where'd it go? I just found, bruh.
It's at this podcast, and it's all lowercase, and then there's a period between T, H,
Yeah, so
and
it's
I.
T.H.I.S podcast. And there's no space or anything in between the S and the podcast. It looks like Spodcast, which is kind of fucking sick. Kind of sounds futuristic. So, welcome to this, or the with an I, like it's some fucking fancy shit. The Spodcast.
My friend's boyfriend messaged me an audio message talking about someone, and I responded with a message, and then he sent me another audio message, and I thought it was really funny because he pretty much knew exactly how I would feel, and so he said this.
Oh no!
Listen, and I laughed so hard when it happened.
He is definitely the ex-friend. Between you and me, leaving this out of it, I don't see it going very far. He is a very my way is the right way type person, and I feel like you'd smack him.
I laughed so hard.
He's correct.
You're right. I was like, I literally sent him a message after that. I was like, I would most definitely smack him, even throat punch him if I had the opportunity.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, it was funny because I don't deal with that, and he knows it, so that's why he sent that. I was like, then why are you trying to set me up with him if you're coming back and saying, "Oh, it's not going to work out because he's this way," and you know I don't deal with that.
Exactly.
but that message was just funny to me. I was laughing so hard.
Oh no. Oh, I guess I'm moving, which is not really that important because I'm not moving anywhere different. I'm like, yeah, basically, we're just getting another room so that way we can put baby in their own room. I mean, you know, pretty self-explanatory parent shit, I guess. It's not really exciting, but
right.
I did. Ooh, I can talk about Austin, Texas, and Waco, Texas. I guess that's something. That was a really fun trip. I will say my pregnant ass loved riding electric scooters around because I would not have been able to walk in that heat. It is a different type of heat down there. I forget how far south Texas is compared to like where we're used to living, and that sun is really strong down there. It's already like I already have a farmer's tan basically on my arms now from being there for one day. Yeah.
Nice.
But I think you would really like it too.
That's
the
funny.
Culture there is really neat. I think we were going up and down, I want to say it was like Commercial Street or something, where they have like all the cool little like food trucks, and you know, it goes down to the Capitol and they've got all these shops and stuff, and it was really neat. Kind of hipstery though, like they had some tents set up, and at one of the tents they had like this tarot card like poster thing, and I was like, oh cool, maybe that'll be like some kind of like mystic pop-up something. Nah, it was just like really overpriced basic jewelry, like very hipster, like, oh, you'll be so metaphysical with this very plain silver band thumb ring, you know, and I'm like, that's not really the vibe.
Yeah. I have heard that Austin, Texas has like pretty much switched over to the liberal side. So that's not really surprising to me.
Yeah, it's because all the influx of people from California moving there. No offense to everybody from California, but Texas is becoming like a big tech hub, especially with like Tesla building out there and everything. So a lot of the techie people are moving out here, or out here, like I'm there, moving out there. So anyway, it was neat though.
You happy about it?
What?
Texas isn't that happy about it?
They're not, because it's affecting the Texas culture. Because Texas is very much like, okay, when you're from where we're from, you say like which city or like county or something you're from. But in Texas, they are like, I'm from Texas. And like, it doesn't matter where in Texas, everybody's just from Texas, and like, they're proud to just be from Texas. And it's like they have so much pride in their state, and then all these people are moving there and changing everything about it. I can imagine they'd be pissed.
Yeah, it is funny because here you have to say specifically where you're from, because depending on where you're from is what kind of person you are. Is our mindset here.
And unfortunately, the part of the state that we live in is considered like hick town country.
Right. Even though I don't know why, because like it's honestly just it's a small city, and I don't feel like there's a lot of hicks here. Now, if you go more towards,
if you go like 25 miles south, where I grew up,
yeah, or even just a little bit closer to Arkansas, you're gonna get to the hick
but what's
towns.
so crazy about that though is like right into Arkansas is like some places that aren't very hicky, which is crazy to me. I don't know. The dynamic of the cultures around here is so weird, because you can go a couple hours north of where we live and it's close to the not close to the Austin, Texas vibe necessarily, but just definitely a lot more liberal, I guess. Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Or Kansas City.
Yeah.
Or both.
The only thing about St. Louis that scares me is, well, everything, because of all the crime.
I went there for a concert once and I felt so uneasy.
I think it's rated like one of the most dangerous cities in the United States now, which is like, yay.
Right. Well, did you know Springfield was like top 3 one year? Which is crazy to me.
That. I mean, I have some stories.
I guess I always stayed on that main Glenstone, I think is what it is. I always stayed on
Campbell.
Glenstone or Campbell. I never went out from those two roads.
Yeah, you have to be careful once you get to the north side of town. It's not super nice there, but
yeah. No, I haven't been to that side.
Yeah.
And I don't plan on it.
It's not that bad now, honestly. It's getting better. Joplin's almost worse than there now. I know.
Great.
Yeah. No, but here it's the drug crime. That's what we have a lot of. It's not like a lot of like, well, I guess it is murders too, but like not as many. It's mostly just like drug crime, theft, and a lot of that.
Yeah, I was talking about. I don't remember who I was talking about that with the other day, but like, it's become like odd. Like this used to be a town where you could just walk across the street and have no problems, and you could like go down to the local school and go use their park for free whenever you wanted. But now you barely walk out your front door and something's gonna happen.
Like I went. This is like this is before COVID was even thought of, so it was a while ago because I don't really get out much. But I was coming out of Ross and this hobo just like runs up to me and I had pepper spray like as a keychain on my purse. I'm like holding the pepper spray like ready to spray this motherfucker because I'm like, he came up on me out of nowhere. Don't do that shit. I'm ready to fucking fight when you do that. But anyway, so he comes up on me. He's like, you got any money? You got any money? And I'm like, no. And I just like ran to my car.
Oh, that's funny.
I feel bad because like he may have been like an old war vet that's homeless or something and I had no idea, but like really, bro, you can't come running up at me when I first get out of the store. That scares the shit out of me. I think you're about to fucking tack my ass.
Right. Yeah, that's more and more prevalent anymore.
I know, I want a taser or a gun pretty bad, especially now that I'm gonna be hauling around a kid.
Although okay, tasers are fun. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because I love mine. Anyways, sorry, I'm like hangnail. I don't like going to Ross anymore because it's become such a like trash central. And that sounds stuck up, like as if I'm like the prettiest thing to walk the earth, but no, like you go in there and it's the most trashiest people.
Really? I haven't been to Ross in a long time.
The past like 4 or 5 times I've been there, I've been like I walk in, I instantly want to walk out.
That's no fun.
Mm-mm.
Because I used to like fuck. Well, where should I buy socks? Because I like to buy like the Nike and Adidas socks for like, $10 for a pack of 10.
I mean, you can still go there, but I'm just saying, I've noticed this new pattern where it's just, I don't know, it feels I feel like I'm going to like a makeshift thrift store now, where like it sounds bad, all the lower class people are there. I'm like, I'm lower class, but I like to put pride in myself and not act like a fool and treat people disrespectfully, So it baffles me every time I go in.
I will say, I mean, we're losing our mall, and so
yeah,
I don't think a lot of the people who were, how do I say it, like more put together, I guess. Like we aren't rich. Like you're a college student. I'm college student age adult, like working to live on my own.
Yeah.
And shit. But anyways, we're just trying to like start our lives basically, and we still present ourselves in a particular way when we go out.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of people like us and people who are just put together in general aren't really going out and shopping anymore because there aren't really any places to go out and shop right now. So everybody's just ordering their shit online, and then the people that are going to shop are the people who can't afford to necessarily like pay for shipping or afford to wait for stuff to ship in or whatever.
That's true. Yeah. And like again, no judgment towards those people, as in like I'll still treat you like a human being. There's no, question about it. It's just like if I go in and you're trying to almost run me over for a cart for a pair of $5 slippers, It's not that fucking important. I'm sorry. Like, come on. And I don't care if you come in with like sweats on, I do that. But at least try to do your hair nice or
dress it up well. But like, don't walk out and you're don't look like a crackhead, okay? Let's not dress like crackheads. That's the bare minimum
God.
we ask of people.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Well,
I just also think there's this thing where like people try to act like modesty is such a bad thing, Like if you're not showing some skin, you're not hot. And I just don't want people, because I mean, some people don't feel comfortable wearing that kind of stuff, which is completely understandable. And I just don't want people to feel like if they are a more modest dresser, it's a bad thing. I think it's a fine thing.
And I do think that there's like an age for it too. I'm not big on these like 10-year-olds trying to wear crop tops. That's odd for me. And not because of anything except for the fact that like I just feel like kids should be able to be kids and they should be able to dress like kids. Like when I was 10, I wanted to wear like Disney princess shirts and like Hannah Montana clothes. Like I don't want kids to lose that like ability to be a kid.
Right. I think social media has played a big role in that. And cell phones, like, oh my god. Yeah. These 13-year-olds out here looking like they're in their 20s. And I'm like, that is messed up. You're concerned about what you look like and what TikTok dance you're doing next, when really you should be going outside
and having a good time. Yeah. They're starting this like self-esteem issues way earlier because of it. And that's my biggest qualm with it is I don't know, it's putting a target on their back more when it comes to like, especially for other girls growing up. Like, I mean, you're gonna put yourself out there on TikTok and all of that, and that's fine. But they do it at a young age where they don't really realize that, hey, me doing this is gonna grab some attention, and it may grab some negative attention from my peers, and they may be rude to me because of it, not because I did anything wrong, but just because they're jealous or whatever, and then they're gonna say whatever to me, and then now I have to feel bad about myself because of that my whole life, and it started when I was 12. Like it's too early for that shit to be starting. I don't know.
Like, I didn't get my first phone until I was 11. I grew up with like the age of phones starting.
I was freshman
all
in high
I know,
school.
I knew when you got your first phone. Yeah, and like, well, I got my first phone when I was 11 in 5th grade. Like, we're about to end 5th grade, and I just turned 11. I got my first one. However, it was a simple flip phone, and all I could do was call my mom or dad on it. No texting or anything was allowed. And they had it to where I couldn't send any messages or receive messages.
Dang.
Yeah. And like, I think that's fine, because at that age, you are going to start going out and doing things with like friends and stuff. So, but the only people you really need to get a hold of is your parents. So I feel like that's fine. Now, I can see more trying to get a hold of friends, so they might allow you to have friends' phone numbers in there and talk to them. But other than that, I don't feel like you should really have that much access, if you know what I mean.
There's a lot of things that I think should be more restricted, because I think, not trying to judge other people's parenting, but I think some parents, not all, but some parents aren't always watching everything kids are doing. And you can censor some things, but kids are smart enough now. I think they can figure out how to take censors off. And unless it's something that's like built into the phone when you buy it, like through the company that you're contracted with or whatever, sometimes I think the kids can work their way around that, and parents don't really realize it. And then kids are, being exposed to things that their parents didn't want them to, like, or just too early.
For sure. I also think parents are relying too much on devices, because it does not ever surprise me anymore, because every other parent I see has their kid the kid will have their phone, or they have their own tablet with them as a distraction. And like, I get it's an easy fix, an easy thing to work with, but you shouldn't be relying so much on technology like this. Like, it's terrifying to me. Like my kids will have, probably tablets or, holograms. I don't know what technology is going to be like when I have kids, but they're going to be limited on what they do, and they're going to have time where they're going to go outside and play no matter what the weather is, because they need to experience that. But I'm also most likely going to be that parent where, like, I travel a lot, and so, like, during summers, they're going to be with me traveling a lot, so they'll have a lot more experience.
And that's good, too. I do really believe in taking kids on vacations, because I didn't go on a lot of trips growing up, and now all I want to do as an adult is, like, go on trips, which will be good for my kids, because then they'll get to experience a lot when they're young, and they'll have more experiences to take with them into choosing, like, what they want to do with their lives and stuff when they're a little bit older.
Right. Like, we didn't go on a lot of vacations either, but that's just because we didn't have a lot of money. There was weeks where we were lucky enough to get through the week, and we were, like, left on crackers.
I fortunately, we were middle class-ish. I never had to, like, well, I wouldn't say never. Rarely did I have to worry about, like, food on the table, but we still just didn't take a lot of trips. But yeah, for sure, I imagine you amongst a lot of people didn't get to go on a lot of trips due to, like, just not having the money to.
Right. Which, like, it's gonna get kind of political here. The whole white supremacy thing, and then the fact that you're born white, you're born with all this privilege, and you don't have these struggles, pisses me off. Every time I see these videos, I'm like, you really think that just because you're born white,
I know,
you're not gonna have any struggles in your life? Okay, cool. So me literally being raised on crackers sometimes, no,
that's really ironic,
no privilege
considering you're talking about being white and you said you were raised on crackers, and then I guess you could technically say you were raised by crackers too. I'm sorry, I had to.
Now, like, that, it didn't happen all the time. Like, I'm not saying we were literally living, like, day to day for months on end on crackers, but there would just be, like, a day or two where, like, my parents had to wait for their checks to come in to be able to get more food, and we're, like, at the bare minimum level of food at the house, But, like, in any case, there are people who are worse off than you.
Yeah.
And there's people who are better off than you. And I think it's ridiculous that people are literally looking at this as a race thing. It's like, no. It's one, ambition, what your parents did and what they're doing to get money in the house, the poverty rate, where you live, the economy, it's all these other factors. It's not race. So when people say it's race, I want to scream.
I totally get it.
Now, is there, like, a certain class or a certain, race maybe that tends to be in the lower class? Yeah. But can they do things and make steps to get out of it? Yeah.
I agree.
It's all in what you choose to do and how you confront your issues. I hate victimhood. I hate when people try to play victim.
Me too.
I hate it.
I hate right now that I'm gonna have to stop the podcast, but I've got to leave my house now. But I want to put a pause on where we're at because I like the conversation that we're at. So maybe this not be the end of the podcast. Maybe we pick up where we've left off.
I do have a pondering question, though. Although we left off... Okay, so this is, like, our second time recording this. I know we left off on the whole white supremacy thing on the last one. But I have a question. Have you ever thought about your death and what you want done after you die?
All the time.
Oh yeah, me too. Okay, good. I'm not.
Well, just because
Mine's very
scared to die. Like, I don't really want to die, but I'm also realistic at the same time, and I know that it's inevitably going to happen. I just hope later rather than sooner, especially with a baby on the way. But
right.
So I want to die in an easy way, like in my sleep or something like that. Like, I would prefer to not be murdered or tortured. Yeah.
Everyone does.
But as far as, like, what to do with my body, I mean, I would prefer to be cremated. I don't want the whole, like, funeral shebang. Like, take my ashes to the beach and, like, have a vacation or something.
Yeah. Oh, so are you against funerals too?
Not necessarily that I'm against them, but I've only been to 2, my dad and my grandpa's, and I don't particularly like them. I know that some people really love that, but it's not my vibe, so I'm not gonna make people do that for me when I die. So
I get that. Yeah, I have both my funeral and what to do with my body after, like the whole. It's a production for sure. So like I'm a firm believer that funerals are for the living, not the dead, and so and I'm not someone who likes sad stuff. I always try to lighten the mood, and I'm always uncomfortable at funerals. So I always tell everyone that at my funeral, if you guys aren't partying and drinking and having a blast celebrating my life, I'm gonna be haunting everyone. You know?
Hello. Okay, you said celebrating my life, and then I heard nothing after that.
Oh, I said, oh yeah, so celebrating my life. If they're not celebrating my life at my funeral, then I'm gonna be haunting everyone. And if you wear black, I'm haunting you.
Yeah. See, that's
Like
the thing.
I,
That's why I said just take my ashes, like cremate me, take my ashes to the beach or something, and like have a vacation, enjoy yourself.
yeah.
Remember
Now,
me in those calm moments with the waves.
right. And like I was like, only a Coliseum, like only bury me above ground in a building. Because I hated the idea of being buried, I hated the idea of being, put into a being cremated and then waking up while on fire. So that used to be a big fear of mine. However, I completely changed that and I was like, I want to be cremated. I want to separate my ashes and give them to biker gangs. But
Oh my
like
god,
those,
wait, I think you told me this.
yes. So like if I die young and I don't have enough money saved up, I can't donate because I won't have anything in my name to donate. But if I'm older, I'm hoping to have a lot to be able to donate. But like split my ashes between like bikers against child abuse and bikers against animal abuse and probably another one, and have them carry my ashes across the country while they're going around, taking me with them, but also donated to their causes with my money that I had left over saved for that particular reason. And then at the end of the year, like in the fall, like dump my ashes across like a mountain range or like something, something
Yeah.
pretty. That's how I want to go out. If I don't get that, I'm gonna be pissed.
Ooh, wait, maybe I should rephrase. Okay, I'm gonna take some notes from Shelby, guys. I'm changing my plans. So now half my ashes are going to the beach, half of them are going to the Colorado mountains, going to hike.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, jeez. But yeah, I have it all planned out. And if it doesn't go that way, I'm gonna be pissed.
So elaborate. Like you really are like ready.
Yeah, yeah. So I need to like write it down and like have it formally, like, okay, this is what I want, and if it doesn't happen, I'm haunting you all. I guess I need to make a will. I need to get a will
Yeah,
created
maybe you need to.
since it's so specific.
I'll take any of your crystals and all that shit.
I don't have a lot, I don't think. Yeah. I might have more over time, but yeah, they're all yours. Death is a funny thing.
Yeah,
I'm not really scared of it.
I just don't like how, because I am not particularly religious in a specific form. I believe in higher powers. I believe that people have spirits and that they go somewhere when you die, but I just don't know where. And I don't believe in everything in the traditional sense, I guess is the way that I should phrase things. So I'm not an atheist. Not that there's anything wrong if you are, believe what you believe, but that's just not what I believe. Um,
You cut out
I
again.
ranting. I said I don't know where I'm going with this. Why am I ranting about that?
Oh. I don't know, we were talking about death.
Oh, yeah. Death scares me because I'm not particularly sure where we go when we die, so I'm not sure if we're ever going to be able to reconnect with other people that we've lost, if that makes sense. And so the thought of losing people and knowing that there may be a chance that I don't get to reconnect later on, that's what scares me. So
yeah, that's understandable.
It's more about my attachments to people than it is about like me losing my own life itself. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm one of those people where I'm like, I'll find out when it happens.
I mean, basically, because you will, but
yeah. So I just try not to overthink it. I try to think positively when it comes to that stuff. Like, oh yeah, I will see someone, or I will see my former pets and family and all that, and I have like high hopes too. But I'm not gonna set it up so high where like I am 100% disappointed. Or if it is the case that once you die, you just die, and there's nothing afterwards, then well, then there'd be no point. You wouldn't be thinking anymore.
That's true.
So, but I just try to keep a positive mindset, but not think about it too heavily. So,
that's fair.
Yeah. Yep.
I will say, getting a nose piercing. Spoiler alert, everybody! I got a nose piercing. Doing that made me want to get a tattoo so fucking bad, and I can't obviously right now, but I want one so bad now.
Oh yeah. Every time I keep seeing like these tattoos videos on TikTok, it makes me want one. But I don't want one from anywhere here.
No, there's some good shops, like an hour to a couple hours away from us, like that are better than what we have here. That would be easier to go get a tattoo at, same price as places around here. So, but I know you're wanting to go to like Oregon or somewhere fancy to get yours while you travel.
Right. Right. I think I want to do it just like the reason is like a memory thing for every place I traveled at. Not saying I'm gonna get a tattoo every place I go. That'd be ridiculous, but the important ones.
Of course. I mean, if you go to like Louisville, Kentucky, no offense, Louisville, Kentucky, they have a great stadium there for concerts, but like if you went there for a concert, I wouldn't be like, yeah, let's get a tattoo here.
Right, yeah, no, I would never. No, Colorado, definitely gonna get one there.
Oh my god, yeah, a cute little mountain or something.
That's so basic. Probably something else.
I mean, you could put like a little mountain in the year that you went there or whatever, like the trip.
Yeah. I always thought about getting like a compass with the world map in it, and probably putting something like that in it. I probably would do that in Colorado.
Ooh, that would be neat.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. I need someone to design me one so that I can be like, I want that one. Because I want something unique. I don't want what people, a lot of people have.
Well, ask Ashton. She's the one that did our like cover work.
I know. I thought about it. She said she would design me one if I asked her. But I don't want to ask and then not get it right away, I want to do it when I know for sure.
No, I understand.
Yeah. I would design it myself, but I can't. I don't have like Photoshop and stuff, and I don't want to pay for it. So.
I really don't blame you.
Yeah, it's ridiculously expensive. It was nice to have in high school, but I'm not going to pay for it myself.
Yeah, I understand. I wouldn't pay for it either. That's why I'm glad that we have it for. I have it. We definitely paid for it for sure. For sure. It's just been
For
super
sure.
long time. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, did we want to talk about everything that we lost the recording for, or do we want to talk about new shit? Like, what do we want to do with that? Because I could talk about random shit all day long, but none of it's probably gonna make any sense.
Yeah, same here. I mean, we could start off and just see where it goes. Because I know on the one that we do have saved, we end up on the topic of white supremacy. But here's the thing. I'm not heated enough for it. I'm like really chilled out right now, which is very rare.
I was gonna say, this weather, the rainy weather, makes me like really relaxed and want to take a nap. So I'm like half asleep. So I don't know if I could rant about anything today.
No.
Which I feel bad because that was like kind of the whole thing.
I know.
So
I wouldn't even know. There was something that, like, when we ended the last one we recorded, there was a topic.
Yeah, you had asked me a question, like a political question. And that's how we, like, started that podcast, or, like, the middle of that part of the podcast. And then we kind of just bounced off of it from there.
Yeah. Nice. Trying to think. What was? Dang it! Oh, by social media.
What'd you say? Biased social media?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did we talk about that last time?
I don't know.
Me neither, honestly.
Yeah, I don't remember. I personally have had a lot of issues with it, and that's why I'm not on any social media other than Facebook currently. But I'm most likely going to delete it after school. So.
Good grief, dude.
I know. Like, I am so sick and tired of it. I'm like, so I just haven't done it yet, but I am going to be deleting my personal TikTok, and I'm just going to be using the podcast TikTok for one to get us more people on there and see our podcast and stuff like that, but also just so I can start fresh because I'm definitely being targeted on TikTok. Like, there's no question. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of political propaganda on TikTok, so I can see.
Oh my god.
There. I mean, there is on all social media, but I feel like it's very bad on there. And what's worse about that is TikTok's mostly kids that use it. So then these kids are being influenced by their social media. I don't know, instead of getting to make their own decisions, it's just as bad as parents shoving their political beliefs down their kids' throats. But, whatever. What do I know?
Yeah, I'm so sick and tired of it, and until things get better, I just don't want to be on social media anymore. Other than podcast stuff, then that's fine.
Think about so many things. I just wish it would get better.
Oh my god.
Well, you started that.
And it's like, I'm not, like, hugely conservative. I'm, like, right in the middle. I mean, I have a lot of conservative views, but I also have some liberal-leaning views as well. And so, like, I don't get why... Oh, okay, I'll say that...
Sorry.
No, you're...
I just saw who is delivering my order, so anyways, continue.
Oh. Is it someone you know?
Huh?
Is it someone you know?
No, it's just this really awkward-looking guy. Like, his profile picture kind of makes him... I don't want to profile him or anything, but, like, it kind of makes him look like a pedo. So I'm like, okay. Anyway, continue.
That's something we could talk about, the judging thing that we talked about yesterday. Or was it yesterday? At lunch?
Yeah. Did we have lunch yesterday?
No, it was the day before.
I think that was, yeah.
Yep, it was Monday.
God, all my days are running together. I don't even know anymore.
I know. Anyways, but first, TikTok. I posted my survey, my personal survey, which is IRB approved and everything. And because I put it in my bio, they banned me from changing my bio for 24 hours. And I appeal it, and I was like, I went through all of your rules and guidelines. And I was like, it doesn't go against any of your guidelines. If you're going to ban me for 24 hours for violating guideline, I want you to tell me exactly what guideline and why. They sit back. We reviewed your appeal and you violated a guideline, so it's staying banned. Didn't tell me why or anything, and I was like, interesting. I was like, you don't have a reason.
Yeah, see, it baffles me every time you tell me that. Every time we talk about this, I'm just like, okay, so they're just basically gonna tiptoe around it all.
And you know what's happening, basically, because I've seen other people do the same exact thing. Sorry, I mean it's chocolate. People have done, like, put surveys in their bios or questionnaires or whatever, and they stay there. No problem whatsoever. And I think it's because I have liked conservative videos or videos that have leaned a little bit more conservative. And so I'm kind of like in their eye, and they don't want me to like, I don't know, get big, I guess. Even though putting a survey doesn't make me get big, it just gets me participant. Ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Because before, when I first started TikTok, I wasn't very political because I was one of those people where I was like, I'm just gonna stay quiet and I'm not gonna do anything or say anything. And that's when my biggest video got all those views. Right after that, when I started liking certain videos and like commenting and like starting discussions in people's videos, comment sections, that's when all of a sudden I started getting less views. My content was always being, taken down for going against guidelines and then the whole survey thing. I was like, bitch, I know exactly what's going on here. Like, there's no if and but. So, it's just frustrating because it shouldn't be like that.
I agree, but I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people have left social media, not only due to like, well, cancel culture, but also just politics and shit like that in general. Like everything is getting to a point and where I feel like you can't even breathe because you're breathing wrong. Like somebody's gonna tell you that you're breathing wrong. You can't breathe in that direction. You have to breathe in the other direction. How dare you fucking breathe in this direction?
Or you breathe like a white person. Alright, well, I'm fucking white. What do you want me to do?
Pretend like I'm not, because then you get pissed when we do that too. You get pissed when we use self-tanner, because then we want to have a tan, because I don't want to look see-through. I don't want you to see all my fucking veins through my white-ass skin, bitch. Sometimes I don't want you to have to put on sunglasses to look at me when I walk out my motherfucking front door, okay? Sometimes I just want to be a couple shades darker so we can all enjoy our lives and not go blind.
I'm helping you as well as helping myself, so...
Exactly. That's what I have to say about the self-tanner shit. Now, there are some bitches who be putting some self-tanner on like 6 times in a row, and they're like changing their race that way, which is like, maybe we need to relax. We don't need to snooki it. That was an era that's not here now.
Right. Which, like, it's not that I can't for sure say it's not their intention, but I really doubt it's their intention to be like, oh, I want to be black, so I'm gonna layer on 9 layers of fucking tanner, Exactly. And they really like to be tan. It's not a racist thing, so stop making it a racist thing. Exactly. Unless they're coming out here saying, I want to be black, so I'm gonna put on 9 layers of tanner. Then, maybe.
Maybe we need to have some discussions at that point.
Yes, but that hasn't happened yet, so at least not that I'm aware of. Did we want to talk about the concept of judging people and how it's like a lie when you say I'm not judging?
Yeah. So basically our theory behind this, well, it's not really a theory, it's just what it is, but we
facts here.
Know that what?
We're spitting facts here.
Yeah. We know that people naturally judge. It is naturally human nature. It's been proven by science that people, their initial reaction is to come up with a judgment. Your first impression is a judgment. That's a judgment. I don't know what you want me to say. And everybody has a first impression of everything. Unless you're going into it like basically, which rarely happens. But like the difference between being an asshole and not being an asshole, short terms, is when you judge whether or not you act on it. If you act on it, you're an asshole. If you don't, cool, dude.
Yeah. Because I always say it, like, I'm not judging, but, because when I say that, what I'm actually meaning is that I'm not acting upon my judgment. Like, I'm noticing what my judgment is to you, and I'm talking about it, but I'm not treating you or acting upon that judgment. So, because we're not nice. Whenever I see anyone on the street, like anyone who passes me, I'm gonna have an initial judgment. It could be, oh, that's a weird shirt, or oh, that's a cute dog. That's a judgment,
I mean, yeah, true.
Or, oh, why did you choose those sandals? But I'm not actively going up to you and being like, oh, I like your shirt, or oh, you should not wear those sandals.
Yes. So, and that's another thing to add. Judgments aren't always inherently bad. Like sometimes you can have a good judgment. Although
right.
usually people's first impressions of me are bad, so that's fine.
Same here. It's all good.
Honestly, like you were like, "Oh,
yours wasn't."
Yeah, I didn't have a bad first impression of you at all. In fact, I didn't really know what to expect, so I just kind of laid it all out on the table for you. I was like, "Here I am, bitch." And you were like, "Okay, she's a little crazy, but I can work with that."
But then I told you, well, I also helped that, like, it was like our second or third day of training where we were in the back censoring, and I told you about a weird story about one of my friends and what she did for a presentation. And then you were like, oh, so I can be as weird as I need to be if she's friends with someone who did that. Do you remember that?
Yes. Is this the one where she peed?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So,
I will never forget that story. I can't. I'm sorry.
It's funny, like balls. Like she has balls to do that.
Way more balls than me. Her cajon is massive.
Yeah.
Man, that sandwich was good, but it was not enough. I should have ordered something else. But Starbucks is fucking expensive.
It is. That's why I go to Seven Burr now. I just tend to go there because you get freaking Route 44 as a large of a coffee.
Yeah, I know. That's why I usually get the medium there because their larges
I know.
are ridiculous. Well, and I'm like kind of a high-strung person anyway, so I do not need that much caffeine. I mean, a grande from Starbucks is almost too much for me.
Coffee doesn't really affect me that much. Like I barely feel it kick in, so I can drink all the coffee in the world. Like I got one of the large coffees there for Saturday because we knew it was. Me and Juanita knew it was going to be jam packed. We're going to have the craziest people in, and we did. And we also had like markdowns to get ready for. So I bought her and myself a coffee, and a large one. I literally drank that whole thing, and it never kicked in for me. It just tasted good. Yeah. I honestly think I might have adult ADHD. I'm not going to self-diagnose, but I have like clear signs of it, and that's one of the signs is when coffee doesn't affect your system. So I was like, I'm not going to be surprised if that's the case. And I'm very easily distracted when I'm trying to do anything. So, and I always have to be moving. I can't watch movies anymore. So,
dude, I've been getting restless, and I think maybe it's because I work from home now and I need to like get out of the house more. But like it's really hard for me to just sit down and watch it. Like I find myself like on my phone or like wandering around the house cleaning stuff or just doing something aimlessly because I can't just sit and watch it.
No, I'm the same way. Like my mom and I literally have to set our phones down to be able to watch a movie. Like, cause she just has a habit of looking at her phone while watching movies. Where me, I have to be constantly moving. My legs always moving when I'm sitting down. I always end up getting up and down to go to the bathroom because I'm bored sitting there.
Yeah.
So it's not good.
Unless it's just like a really good movie that like can really attention a lot of times. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like that movie that we watched totally had my attention. You put hot guy with a shirt off in there. I might be able to sit down for that. What?
Didn't Nick walk in when we were like finishing that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
He knew we were watching it too. He's like, whatever. Like we watched
But they do need to hurry up and come out with like the 365 days part 2 or movie number 2, whichever, because that ending is too much of a cliffhanger.
Yeah, and that movie came out what? How many years ago? Couple, right?
It came out right when COVID started, so it should be.
Oh.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
It's only been a year. I'm like, that's like a couple years ago, right? COVID was so long for me.
Yeah, it came out.
Like
it came out in 2020. Is there another? Not anytime soon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's probably a lot of filming restrictions right now. That's why there's not very many movies coming out because with COVID there weren't very many people filming last year, so a lot of things got like postponed. Kind of sucks.
Did you watch Sausage Party?
No, fuck, I forgot all about it. Maybe I need to get on there and watch that. I remember seeing that on there before and being like, what the fuck is this? But I had no idea that it was a Seth Rogen movie. So now that I know that, it definitely makes way more sense. But...
Right. Yeah. Oh, they said a release date in 2022 appears to be more realistic than 2021.
Fuck, so I gotta wait a whole another year, bitch?
Right. Hey, we're almost 6 months into 2021, so...
That's true, and the next 3 months will go by really fast.
Yeah.
Then I have my baby after that. So you know what? That's fine. It can come out next year when I'm fully healed. That way it is pound time after I watch that movie. Oh, I'm kidding.
Oh,
kind of. Maybe. I don't know.
Not really.
It depends on the fucking day, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes. Oh my god, I'm a mess.
That's funny.
I'm really happy. Wow, we've been talking for a fucking hour.
Wow.
We never do this. You guys are welcome for this. Like, this is actually us having genuine conversation instead of like picking topics for you.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few pick topics, but
a little bit. But I kind of feel like this is how podcasts typically go, because that's another thing that I've been doing. Since I can't sit and just watch videos, I'll put podcasts on, and even on YouTube in the background. And like, I've noticed that it's basically just the two people having a conversation, and then whatever they talk about, they'll clickbait for the title if they can. But other than that, like, they don't really have any rhyme or reason to like what they're doing unless they have like sponsors. So I was like, fuck it, I guess we'll just start doing that, because you and I can get into some pretty what?
Clickbait Central. That's what we're gonna be. Nice.
Thank you. We should play a shots game. Take a shot every time I burped in this podcast.
Honestly.
But
look at this old here. I'm gonna send you a picture. I just found my old like my first MSSU ID. I look terrible.
We get into some pretty intellectual, interesting conversations naturally. So I feel like it's almost best if we don't force it. Where'd you send it at? Snapchat? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. That does not look like you.
Right, that was 5 years ago.
Honestly, I was telling my mom, because my mom asked about you.
Oh, I still need to like reserve RSVP to your thing. Did she just want us to text her or call her?
Just text her.
Okay.
If you want to, but she knows you're coming.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to. If she asks, I'll just be like, yeah, she's coming. That's my best friend. What the fuck you mean? But like, she asked about you this weekend, and I was like, oh, she's doing good. You know, just school stuff. She can't wait to be done. You know, blah blah blah. And I was telling her about how you told me that I helped you like get out of your shell, kinda.
Yeah.
And it was more just because I was open-minded with you and I let you be who you are, and how you hadn't hung out with one of your friends for a while, and then when you went to go hang out with them again, they were talking how fucking different you were, and it made me giggle. And so I was telling my mom about that, and she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. I was like, she's a really responsible person, she's got a great head on her shoulders. And I said, I love her dearly. And I said, but sometimes I feel like she puts herself in a box when she doesn't need to. So I bring her out of the box, and she keeps me in a box when I need to stay the fuck in my lane. So
oh my god, I think something's controlling my mouse. Literally.
Shelby, don't do this to me. Bitch, don't do this to me.
Oh, it stopped. Oh no, it's going again. Hold on.
Bitch, don't do this to me. We're about to have to go to fucking Books A Million, and I'm gonna have to buy some sage, and I'm gonna have to buy some fucking crystals, and we're about to have to do some shit.
It's literally been... I lost it. Where'd it go? Okay, I have control again. I have record. I did. It's like at the top of the screen. Like, watch the top of the screen.
Can. Thanks, guys, for listening. I'm Bliss.
I'm Shelby.
And
we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.